operator.
Oh my god.
Order seems to have misplaced those memories.
Hello everyone, this is Zerman86, and today we're going to be discussing some Warframe lore anomalies. And we're just going to be discussing this over a simple mobile defense mission. And one of the main things that I want to discuss is a Valyr Prime's skin. And it's really weird because of the fact that she resembles the original skin, but she should, according to the lore, look like the Gresmy skin, because the Gresmy skin is what she looked like before the Corpus got a hold of her and did all those weird experiments on her where it left her looking like as she does normally in her Tenno rebuilt.
This is a mobile defense
the way
mission.
she was rebuilt by the
You
Tenno.
must deliver payloads
But
and defend a
she,
number of
as you can
locations
see,
while I
she,
break into the network.
as you, oh my,
Be prepared for heavy resistance.
Okay, well,
I can't
maybe
do
some
this
other
without
time.
you.
As you can see, she definitely does not resemble the original. She definitely does not resemble the Gresmy skin anyway, if you have actually seen it. But she does, in fact, resemble her original skin, and it doesn't really make any sense because if Dr. Prime came before the Tenno re-engineered the original, the Valyr, as we see it, shouldn't Valyr Prime look like the Gresmy skin? I mean, that would have to mean that Valyr Prime would have had to have been engineered by the Corpus or something, or have had to have some weird type of experimentation on Valyr, which is weird because then if they did that before, then why would they do it on the Tenno engineered Valyr, which doesn't really make any sense and it's really redundant. But oh shit.
This will take a moment.
And then another thing is that and I know that Valyr Prime is like really old news now, and I don't know if anybody's ever said it, but I just want to discuss it with you guys to see if maybe you've had any opinions on it, or holy shit, look at that fucking Octavia's, oh god, what's her ability? Oh my god, it's like me hypnotized. That's gonna give me, that's gonna give me a stroke, like, honestly. No, I mean, it's gonna give me a fucking seizure. Oh my god, that is too much. You see that? That is just too much going on right there. Like, no, stop. Reconsider your entire life if you feel the need to do that with your Octavia. God, I mean, it must be pretty easy to become invisible and all that shit, but I mean, at what cost? It must be so annoying to just walk around with that the entire time. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, Valyr is pretty old. Like news-wise, I just wanted to talk about that because I just didn't understand why they would model the Prime skin after the original one rather than the Gresmy skin. And for those of you who don't know, the Gresmy skin kind of looks like a cat, basically. And I actually really like it, and I thought the entire time that they would have modeled her after her deluxe skin, but they didn't, and when they did, and when Dr. Prime came out, I was very confused as to why they didn't do that. And I'm still confused as to why they didn't do that, so maybe they'll explain it, or maybe somebody else has some sort of answers. But not a fuck. Anyway, and then the next thing I want to talk about is
Area completed.
Helios Prime. And I know that Helios Prime is also really old. Well, not that old, because it just came out with expansion time. But it's just, in the lore, it says that Helios was made by Alad V, who is one of the leaders of the Corpus. And it wouldn't make an, and as we all know, that things that are primed can only things made by the Tenno can have primes to them. And that doesn't really make any sense because that there is Helios Prime, yet Helios was made by Alad V, you know. And I mean, maybe it could make sense, you know, because in the War Within we found out that oh wait, not the War Within. In the second dream we found out that Alad V is, oh shit, I'm down. Maybe my teammate will help me. Hopefully. Well, she should be able to. She's fucking invisible because she's known as shit. But, in the second stream, we found out that Alad V is Orokin. And, so maybe he built it when it was primed during when the Orokin were still alive, and now he just made it into a normal one again? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there's some sort of thing that I don't understand, which is probably the case because I am wrong about a lot of things I tend to be. I tend to be literally the last person to hear about anything. Where the fuck is that Valkyr? Oh wait, no, I'm the Valkyr. I'm at the Octavia. How could I forget? Because that bitch is annoying as shit. Yeah.
I'm in, Tenno.
I just doesn't really make any sense, you know? And that's, I don't know, I just, because it shouldn't be that Helios, and even like the Bratton Prime, like I'm using the Bratton Prime, but there's the Bratton Vandal, which means that it was also made by the Corpus, and that means that it technically shouldn't have a Prime, and I don't know, this whole thing is just kind of weird. This whole like full Prime thing is just kind of arbitrary according to DE. They just kind of like to do, and they originally laid it down like, okay, only things made by the tunnel can have primes, but then they just kind of like recently are kind of like, it's kind of whatever we feel like can have primes, can have a prime. They kind of just change it up, and whatever they feel like doing, they kind of just do it and like kind of bend the lore to whatever they please to fit their own agenda that they are pushing on us. But and then another thing that I want to talk about,
Still working on it.
the Silva and Aegis Prime. Oh my, holy shit! If I can ever get it, fucking, if I can ever stop being invisible, I'm gonna show you guys Silva and Aegis Prime. Come on, why is this lasting so long? Why am I still invisible? Oh, I got like 4 seconds left. Okay. God, this thing is so annoying. Whoever, oh my god, that was so annoying. Okay, so Silva and Aegis Prime basically looks like, I'm not even gonna lie, the Silva, which is like the little mace thing, looks like a fucking baby rattle. And you cannot tell me that it doesn't, because it totally does. If you take a look at it, that thing literally looks like a baby rattle, and that is the first thing that I thought of it, and I was so disappointed, because when I saw it in Oberon's Prime trailer, it looked so sick, but when I got a closer look at it, when I was using it, I was like, oh my god, I'm killing people with a fucking rattle. But the Aegis looks pretty cool though. And then just the whole lore thing about Silva and Aegis Prime is that it doesn't really make any sense, because in the thing it calls Silva and Aegis Prime a mace and shield, but Silva and Aegis literally translate to sword and shield. So you know, maybe it wasn't the best. Either it wasn't the best naming or wasn't the best. I cannot focus with people. Either it was not the best naming, or it was not the best model representation or model to go with for these Silva Prime. Because like it should be a sword. I'm not gonna like complain or anything, but it should be a sword, because that's literally what it fucking means. It literally means sword and shield, and then little like prime thing. Okay.
Those are the queen's
and then
blades.
yeah, I don't know if there are any other things that I'm quite not getting to, which I'm sure that there are, because I am always like, I literally have to have some explained.
Location reached.
Oh, now that makes sense. And honestly, I don't know how some people know the stuff. Like they do. Like this whole thing, like just some of the things in the lore, like I wasn't quite sure who was talking, like in the Prime trailers, and everyone was like, oh my god, how do you not know it's Valis? And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know? I've never heard of Valis except in like the second dream. But even in the second dream, they don't really talk about him. He's kind of like glazed over, starting from Argulis. And I'm like, how do you guys know that? Did DE somewhere say that, or like, how do you people know that? Because that's kind of scary that you that everyone knows this kind of thing. Like, how do you know that? Sure. Give me your wisdom. Come on. I always hate doing these things. They're honestly like the bane of my existence. It's just like, it's not that even they're hard to kill, it's just like, the whole thing is like, it takes so much time, and it's so impractical, and they, to be completely honest, they don't even give us like enough power to take out like 2 of these at once. Like, you have to kill one and then switch back to your form, and then, while all that's going on, you have to worry about these fucking Kuva and the braids and shit.
Don't let them do that!
And to be quite honest, DE should definitely give us more energy. Like, oh my god. This fucking Octavia, it's gonna give me epilepsy, I swear to god. Oh my god. Why? And, oh my, I don't understand. And another thing that they need to really give us is more fucking Kuva for completing these missions, because 600 Kuva for completing one of these missions is not nearly enough. Because it takes like, to cycle a few of them, it costs like a few thousand, and that's like 12 missions. Like, that's not gonna happen. I mean, it's ridiculous how much Kuva it costs to cycle our Riven mods, but like, they don't give us fucking shit Kuva to begin with, and that makes me really sad. Come on, just one more braid, one more braid. Yeah, we did it. Good job of annoying Octavia. The only thing that I would give you props for.
For execution at once.
You've destroyed the Queen's
I do like the
Doors are locked. Time to
I do
break
like
in.
the Valyr Prime, like the model of Valyr Prime. Like, I'm not saying that it's ugly or anything, I actually really like it. I like how it looks like a cat. And has that fucking badass nose ring that I really love. But to be quite honest, I'm honestly not all that big of a Valyr fan to begin with, and I don't know why. I kind of just like, just because it's kind of like, when you're using Valyr, you kind of just like have her, you kind of just like can't use any of your weapons, you can't use really many of your abilities aside from your Hysteria. It makes me kind of sad. And that's why I don't really use Warframes that have like exalted weapons, because they really heavily rely on using them, and it kind of takes away from the whole, from the experience of like the experience as a whole, where you're not allowed to use your other weapons. And even though it runs off of like the some mods that are in them, like your melee weapon with Excalibur's Exalted Blade, or the primary for the Dex Pixia, or then the Dewada, but I'm just kind of like not into the whole Exalted Blade, the Exalted Weapon category, because I enjoy, like, I'm more like a caster type person, and I like using things and having the ability to use my weapons as well, as aside from being able to just having to go with one thing for most of the mission. And that's just me. Everybody else has their own taste, teach their own, but I honestly am not a fan of her. Like, I like her, I think she's cool and everything, but I just don't use her that often. I like to spice things up.
The odds were against
I just
us,
like to
but we
go
did it.
around and
Mission
see.
complete.
Come on. Fuck. I thought I was gonna get that one. No! Thought I was gonna get that. Come on! One try.
Breach
Kind of.
complete. We're free to proceed.
Kinda close.
Alarms have been
But not really.
reset.
I just thought that was gonna be like super badass if I got all of them without fucking up once, but I
Marines
guess
inbound.
not this time. Will I ever? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out. And where is that annoying ass Valyr? Come on. Nope, not Valyr, Octavia, because I am not annoying ass Valyr. I like how she looks. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and maybe there's some answers that I don't know that you can tell me, or maybe there's some things that you thought of or other theories, and just post them in the comments if you have anything to say. Bye.